Comparing a $100 MAFEX Age of Apocalypse Cyclops to a $10 Marvel Legends Cyclops, an Ollie special. Is this MAFEX actually a smart upgrade, or does it just make the rest of your Hasbro Marvel Legends X-Men Age of Apocalypse wave look worse by comparison? After 3 months of posing and using shock oil on those tight Medicom joints, did this figure continue to impress me after making my 2025 top 10? Or did I uncover new issues and finally break this figure? Let's find out. The Prelate may not be an immediate buy at current prices. I checked, and on Amazon, the lowest I can find this MAFEX number 250 Cyclops is $109, while Big Bad Toy Store has it at $125 plus shipping. But when Black Friday or those big seasonal sales roll in and drop him into that $60, $70 sweet spot, you're going to want to know if he's worth it. And that's essentially what this review is all about. The MAFEX number 250 Cyclops comes with 2 Headsculpts and, interestingly, interchangeable hair parts. I'll explain the significance of those in a bit. But first, the brooding leader of the elite mutant force has a very apocalyptic frown, an inverted large smile that Medicom highlighted with a deep sculpt line. He looks like a man who hates his job overseeing apocalypse prisoners, and frankly, the detail here is stunning, accompanied by a Superman-like cleft chin. The second head sculpt is your essential action look. It's perfect when he's firing his optic blast with his single eye, because in this universe, Scott is a literal Cyclops. The visor is finished in a high shine gold with a deep ruby red lens. It has a great amount of detail. Each head sculpt comes with an interchangeable hair part because of the optic blast effects. The hair parts are marked A for the sad Cyclops face and B for the teeth clenched look. In case you didn't notice the markings, the pegs will stop you from attaching that hairpiece to the wrong head. The purpose of having 2 separate hair pieces is very specific. The first hairpiece completely covers his left eye, or where his left eye used to be before Logan gave him that friendly scratch. The second hairpiece is sculpted to provide the necessary clearance for the visor with the effect pieces. When this second piece is attached, it reveals the claw marks from Weapon X. MAFEX went the extra mile by sculpting those marks and adding a red wash to highlight the scar. That is exceptional detail and is completely missing from the Marvel Legends version. But to be fair, the Marvel Legends hair isn't removable, so incorporating that level of detail simply wasn't possible for Hasbro. Taking a look at the effects, first is the optic blast. I'm glad the visor is now attached directly to the blast, so there's no need to worry about the effect falling off when posing. That was my main problem with MAFEX number 99 Jim Lee inspired Cyclops. The heavy effect keeps on falling off. The sculpt looks similar to the thin blast from 99, but side by side you'll notice subtle differences. One is shorter than the other. While attaching the effects, I noticed the hair design actually prevents the visor from falling out of the head. For the optic blast and smoking visor effect, you can use any of the interchangeable hairs. For the target shape optic blast, the type of interchangeable hair that you use matters. A little nerve-wracking when trying to fit in the target-shaped optic blast. I noticed that if I attach the wrong hairpiece, which is the hairpiece that covers the left side of his face, the red translucent plastic bends the wrong way. I was worried that it would snap, but the plastic Medicom used was durable enough. I dropped the effect several times, and at one point, Sugar Man with his unstable legs fell on top of Cyclops while he was wearing that effect, and it did break. The final optic blast piece is the smoking visor. This one is similar to the Jim Lee MAFEX Cyclops, but the smoke is thicker and doesn't look fragile. I thought maybe this time Medicom listened to the complaints of MAFEX 99 Cyclops snapping easily. I actually snapped my 99 smoking visor and had to super glue it back, so I was confident this one wouldn't break. I was too confident. I posed him with the smoking visor for a size comparison and forgot the figures with toe articulation have less stability on the diorama I use. He fell backwards and the visor snapped. This makes me wonder, why didn't MAFEX use the same durable plastic for the smoking visor that they use for the target effect piece? Given the past complaints, I don't know why they didn't make the necessary adjustments to prevent this type of accidents. Another odd design choice is in the torso, which I think the Legends did better. It might be a reuse of the number 99 torso, though the shade of blue is different between the two. The Marvel Legends version has a brighter blue. The right arm moves freely with a good range thanks to the butterfly joint, although the joint is visible if you forget to hide it. He has an upper torso swivel, which the strap doesn't hinder at all because the crossbody straps are long and detachable. This is the odd design choice I was referring to. Does that make this figure better? More on that later. For now, a quick comparison between MAFEX 250 Cyclops and the Hasbro Marvel Legends Age of Apocalypse Cyclops. There's no sense comparing a $10 figure to one that is 10 times its value, but the $100 price tag finally gave Scott his well-deserved combat boots, which were missing on the generic Hasbro body mold. Side by side with the art of Steve Epting, the MAFEX figure is indeed comic book accurate. The boots featured sculpted details, including the shoe sole lugs on the bottom. But let's give Hasbro some credit. The body mold of Hasbro uses is no frills, but it's decent and stable. It has just the right amount of articulation. No torso swivel because it uses the ab crunch with waist swivel combo. Despite the shoulder pads, you can still swivel the arms without breaking the look. Remember, in real life, shoulder pads limit how far arms can raise because of their placement, and Hasbro captures that correctly. Plus, Hasbro added battle damage to the gold parts and a dark wash to highlight those scratches. MAFEX doesn't have any battle damage at that shiny gold plastic unless I caused it myself. The shoulder pads on the MAFEX are not attached to the crossbody straps. They're attached directly to the shoulder and they can hinge. When you move his arm upwards, the shoulder pads follow, which feels like an outdated design choice. Older Marvel Legends Wolverines had shoulder pads attached to arms, which Hasbro has moved away from. The Gamerverse Wolverine has the shoulder pads which can swivel and not attach to the arm, allowing you to raise his arm without breaking the look. For some, this is a great design choice by MAFEX. For me, I prefer Hasbro's Cyclops design because it feels more realistic. What else is worth comparing? Scott's infamous obsession with belt pouches. Counting the pouches on the Marvel Legends figure, Hasbro is short by 1. MAFEX has 6 pouches, plus 4 additional rectangular attachments. I'm not sure if those are functional or purely decorative. Fact check, the Legends belt actually wins here, because it's more comic book accurate in small details. Side by side with the art from Factor X number 2, Legends is spot on. Cyclops only has 3 pouches visible when facing forward. MAFEX got it wrong with 4 visible pouches. Moving on to a comparison that might still make sense, even though they're different, is with MAFEX 99 Cyclops. But first, a rundown of the remaining accessories. And just for fun, I'd like to point out that Marvel Legends only comes with 2 hands and they're closed fists. Since MAFEX is 10 times the value of Marvel Legends, he includes 10 interchangeable hands, each with a gold plate sculpted on the back. MAFEX Age of Apocalypse Cyclops comes with a pair of closed fist hands, a pair of expressive open palm hands, another pair of open palm hands with the index fingers slightly lifted, a pair of L-shaped hands, mocking Apocalypse as a loser when Scott finally rebels against him, and a pair of Visor pressing hands, which unfortunately have a difficult time actually reaching the Visor to unlock it. One item missing, which is why this review is delayed further, is shock oil. I needed to purchase shock oil to loosen the leg joints because he really does not want to raise his legs out of the box. In the comments below, let me know if the amount of accessories included with MAFEX Age of Apocalypse Cyclops makes it worth it, especially when he's on sale. If you found this review helpful, I hope you give it a hype, give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and share this with our fellow collectors. For places where the figures in this review might still be available, I left some links in the description below.
I'm Tigernaut!
Comparing the accessories of MAFEX number 250 Age of Apocalypse Cyclops with the older MAFEX number 99 Cyclops, the Age of Apocalypse version comes with 2 Headsculpts, each with their own interchangeable hairpiece. MAFEX 99 Cyclops comes with 3 Headsculpts that uses an interchangeable visor piece instead. Both the Age of Apocalypse Cyclops and the 90s Cyclops come with that sad Headsculpts, but the Age of Apocalypse version is extremely sad compared to the 90s one. Both Age of Apocalypse and 90s Cyclops also comes with a teeth clench battle mood Cyclops head. I intentionally removed the visor from the 90s head because it needs to borrow the visor from the first head sculpt. By default, the smoking visor piece is attached to the chimney Cyclops right out of the package, while MAFEX 250 includes it as a separate piece in the tray. The Age of Apocalypse Cyclops does not come with a casual look because there is no time for Scott to look casual in the Age of Apocalypse. Even when going to the club called Heaven, owned by Warren, the Elite Mutant Task Force is still in uniform, but if you insist, we'll do a Kitbash later. Both figures comes with a thin, long translucent optic blast effects. As I pointed out earlier, they look similar but are different in sculpt. As a one-eyed Cyclops, it seems that's how wide his optic blast can go. Unlike the MAFEX 99 Cyclops, which comes with a wider optic blast effect, I wanted to give the Age of Apocalypse Cyclops a wider optic blast effect, so I tried attaching the visor with the wide optic blast. It doesn't fit in. Since I really wanted to use the wide optic blast effect, I tried without the visor, but it's so loose. Instead of that wide optic blast effect, MAFEX gave this Age of Apocalypse Cyclops this unique target-looking optic blast. For the hands, both figures comes with a pair of closed fist hands. These are not a direct reuse or repaint because there is a gold plate sculpted on the back of each hand. Both figures also come with expressive open palm hands. Both MAFEX 250 Age of Apocalypse Cyclops and MAFEX 99 Cyclops come with visor pressing hands. This is the best the ball hinge wrist peg can do to bring the fingers closer to his head. Scott is always working hard during the Age of Apocalypse, so his biceps are larger, preventing his hands from easily tapping the visor. MAFEX 99 Jim Lee style Cyclops comes with a total of 6 hands, compared to the Age of Apocalypse Cyclops which comes with 10. So this is not a direct repaint or reuse between the two. MAFEX 250 Cyclops includes an additional pair of expressive open palm hands with the index finger lifted, as well as the L-shaped hands. Those expressive tactical hands might be a repaint, retool, from the MAFEX X Factor Cyclops, which I do not have. As promised, I tried a head swap. Interestingly, it's the same character and the same brand, but the neck peg is not the same. This is also the case with Weapon X. So as usual, I use Tiki Tack or Blue Tack. Here is the casual Cyclops head from MAFEX 99 on top of the Age of Apocalypse body. I was hoping to do a Scott with short hair wearing a visor, but it doesn't work because the Age of Apocalypse neck is skin colored. I haven't tried swapping the necks yet, but I believe they are removable. Based on my review, this MAFEX Age of Apocalypse Cyclops is a clear upgrade. The big question is, if you find him on sale, can he actually fit in and replace your Marvel Legends Age of Apocalypse Cyclops? Or will he look completely out of place standing next to your Hasbro figures? For example, here he is besides Hasbro Marvel Legends Age of Apocalypse villains, Sugarman, Dark Beast, and Apocalypse. In this display, he fits okay because Hasbro did an excellent job adding sculpt and paint details on these three characters. Here is Cyclops besides Gambit, X-Man, Rogue, and Magneto. Here it's a bit obvious that this prelit deserves a high rank because he outshines them. Here is Cyclops besides Sabretooth and Wildchild, Blink, and more, or collectively the House of Creed. He still outshines them, but the sculpt of Sabretooth is actually good. The color just is flat, but that's how he is in the comic books. If only there was a little bit more of paint wash. Here is Cyclops besides the Colossus Build-A-Figure, Shadowcat, Iceman, and Sunfire. I believe Colossus is the main reason why Hasbro has no choice but to give less to the Legends Cyclops. The sculpt and paint details on this Build-A-Figure is impressive. That makes him worth building. He comes with alternate hands too, so truly we can see where the budget did went. If you remove your Legends version and replace it with this MAFEX 250 Cyclops, you can see the clear upgrade. He does not look flat or plain at all. The Medicom toy MAFEX Age of Apocalypse Cyclops stands 16.4 cm or 6.5 inches tall due to his large hair, but he is closer to the 15.9 cm or 6.3 inches height at the top of his head. According to the X-Men trading cards, Scott Summers is 6 feet 3 inches tall, making this figure an excellent fit for the 1/12 scale. Slim besides his iconic 90s costume, SH Figuarts Gamerverse Cyclops, MAFEX 99 Cyclops, Hasbro Marvel Legends X-Men 97 Cyclops, Marvel 80 Years Love Triangle 3-pack Cyclops. For a more classic X-Men Cyclops look, the Mezco 112 Collective PX exclusive Cyclops, X-Men 97 Cyclops from the Falls exclusive 2-pack, Astonishing X-Men Cyclops, and X-Factor Cyclops. For an Age of Apocalypse comparison, Jean Grey and Cyclops. The House of X version of those characters, Cyclops and Marvel Girl Jean Grey. Slim besides the iconic 90s costume of his wife, X-Men 97 Jean Grey, MAFEX Jean Grey, Marvel 80 Years Love Triangle 3-pack Jean Grey, the Target exclusive Marvel Girl X-Factor Jean Grey. The Age of Apocalypse Cyclops besides Dark Phoenix, MAFEX Phoenix, Marvel Legends Jean Grey from the Deluxe Phoenix Force set, and the 2016 Phoenix from the Juggernaut Build-A-Figure wave. These comparisons won't be complete without Logan, besides MAFEX Weapon X and the Marvel Legends Weapon X, for which I did a comparison review that some may say made no sense at all, much like this one. I hope you check out that video. It will help you decide if Logan is worth picking up when those sales finally hit. Figures from different toy lines: Boss Fight Studio Red Sonja, X-Ray Studio Gold Hilder, Darna by Halimo Sculptures and Loose Collector, Red Sonja by Executive Replicas and Loose Collector. 6-inch scale versus 7-inch scale size comparison, Hasbro Marvel Legends 80th Anniversary Hulk, and the Diamond Select Toys Marvel Select Immortal Hulk or the Rampaging Hulk. For packaging, Cyclops Age of Apocalypse version, also known as MAFEX 250, comes in the standard MAFEX almost square-shaped packaging with a window showing the figure and his accessories. The bottom features a promo shot, Cyclops Age of Apocalypse version, and the logos of X-Men, MAFEX, and Medicom toy. The corner box says 6-inch 250 MAFEX. The art is taken from Factor X number 2. On the left side is a promo shot of Cyclops showing his smoking visor. On the right side is a headshot taken from the cover of Factor X number 1, a promo art. At the back, a few more promo shots of the figure, possible poses, and a showcase of accessories included. The bottom says for ages 15 and up and the barcode. When you unbox the figure, there's only one plastic tray, and behind it is a plastic bag containing the disassembled figure stand. For articulation, his head can move from side to side with some hindrance because of his long hair. He cannot look up, he can look down a bit. His arms can extend that far, and notice how unnatural the shoulder pad lifts up. He has a butterfly joint. He can do a full 360 right here. He has a bicep swivel right here, double jointed pinless elbows, and because of the thickness of his bicep for both arms, it's difficult for him to move it fully. He has a swivel right here on the wrist because of the ball peg system that allows him to swivel in any direction. He has a upper torso swivel. He has a waist swivel. Thanks to the shock oil, his legs can now drop down. He can do a split, can kick bar back with his double jointed pinless knees, can kick forward. He does not have a boot cut. Similar to the wrist, he has a ball peg system on the ankles, which gives him a great range of articulation that it can hinge forward and back, and he has low articulation. So is this MAFEX Age of Apocalypse Cyclops worthy of a pickup to replace your $10 Marvel Legends figure? Definitely, and I explained both the why and the exact when to buy details in this review. When I made my MAFEX Weapon X review, some said the Age of Apocalypse versions of these characters is too obscure to justify such a high import price. Ultimately, it comes down to nostalgia and whether you have the space and the money to spare for these specific figures. Action figures are luxury items, regardless of the price. They are things we can live without. So I won't be surprised if this Age of Apocalypse version, especially an import like this, is a skip for majority of collectors. Even if you have no plans to pick up this figure, whether it's on sale or not, I'd like to thank you for watching. It means a lot because it supports my channel. I hope it was informative and worth your time. Another way that you can support my channel is checking out other MAFEX reviews as comprehensive as this one in my channel. Link on the top right corner of your screen. As always, I appreciate if you can give this a hype, a like, subscribe to my channel, and share this video with our fellow collectors. I hope to see you in the next one.